You wake up, phone in your hand, mind already tired. You didn't even start, but somehow you feel behind. There's a list in your head. Things you should do, things you said you'd do, things you keep avoiding. And the worst part? You care. You want to be better. You want to move, but your body just doesn't listen. So you scroll, you wait, you tell yourself later, but later never comes. And slowly, that quiet voice starts whispering, maybe I'm just lazy. Here's the thing, you're not lazy. You're stuck in a loop where everything feels big, heavy, too much. So your brain does the only thing it knows. It avoids. Not because you're weak, but because you're overwhelmed. Think about it. Every day, you try to fix your whole life at once. Be productive, be disciplined, be consistent. That's not motivation, that's pressure. And pressure kills action. So what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is how you start? Because starting is where most people lose. Not the work, not the effort, just the start. And once you understand that, everything changes. Here's the trick. It sounds almost too simple, but it works every single time. You don't try to do the task. You only try to start it for 2 minutes. That's it. Not finish it, not perfect it. Just start. 2 minutes. Your brain will fight big tasks. Clean your room. Too much. Work for 3 hours. Too heavy. Fix your life. Not happening. But 2 minutes? Your brain can't argue with that. It's too small to fear, too quick to avoid. So you begin, just a little. And something strange happens. Once you start, the resistance fades. That weight you felt? Gone. Because the hardest part was never the work. It was the idea of the work. Now you're moving. And movement changes everything. 2 minutes become 5, 5 become 10, and suddenly you're doing the thing you avoided all day. Think about your life. How many things are sitting there, not because they're hard, but because you never started? The message you didn't send, the project you didn't open, the goal you keep delaying? Not impossible, just unopened. What this really means is simple. You don't lack motivation, you lack a gentle entry point. And this is where it gets powerful. Because when you start small, you start winning. Tiny wins, but real ones. And your brain notices. It starts to say, wait, we actually do things now. That's how identity changes. Not from big promises, but from small proof. Again and again and again. Imagine this. You're standing in front of a huge wall. Every goal you have is on the other side. You've been trying to climb it, jump it, break it, but nothing works. Then one day, you find a small door. Not impressive, not dramatic, just unlocked. That door is your 2-minute start, and it was always there. So starting tomorrow, don't wake up and try to change everything. Don't build a perfect routine. Don't chase motivation. Just pick one thing that matters, and give it 2 minutes. That's your only job. If you stop after 2 minutes, you still win because you showed up. But most days, you won't stop because once you're in motion, you keep going. That's how momentum works. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet movement forward. The world tells you to push harder, wake up earlier, be more disciplined, want it more. But that's not the answer. The answer is softer, smarter. Make it easier to begin. Because when starting feels safe, action becomes natural. Now imagine your days like this. You don't wait to feel ready. You just start small. You don't fight your brain, you work with it. You don't chase motivation, you create motion. And slowly, your life moves. Not perfectly, but consistently. So no, you were never lazy. You were just trying to start too big, too fast, too heavy. But now you know better. 2 minutes. That's the shift. That's the door. That's how it begins. So next time you feel stuck, don't think, don't plan, just start. 2 minutes, and let momentum do the rest.